The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys! This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
Go! Go! Dallas Cowboys! It's the go team of the senior pros. Let the whole world hear our bugles blow. Stand up!
Such a wholesome song. It is.
Stampede!
The wholesome sixes. No problem. No problems at all in the sixes.
No problems at all in the sixes.
I got the same problem. 20s.
Heckman, you figured out the words to that song yet? It took us several years before we finally figured out the words to that fight song.
And what
from
the heck
60s.
it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, I have no idea what they were saying.
Go team
break it down.
of the senior pros.
Senior pros.
Yeah.
Senior pro.
We should have got the competing song "Bear Down Chicago Bears."
Oh, there you go.
It sounds the same.
It's the same tune. I think the Dolphins have one that was the same, and it was.
That was the NFL.
That's right.
That was the NFL.
That's right. Yeah. All right. So it's a Fight Song Friday here inside the SWBC podcast studio. Cowboys Bears on Sunday at 3:25. Oh yes, back in what is Sunday afternoon prime time. No more this noon
12 o'clock
kickoff stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, please.
Throwing us all off.
Come on.
Throws Everson off.
Golly. My tailgate, man, was tough. Man, it's hard to get people up.
By the way, that was the first time in 20 years that the Cowboys played the Giants at home in a noon kickoff. And I think the network TV executives regretted that decision.
They learned their lesson.
The way that game turned out, as exciting as it was in the end. Okay, never again.
They could have saved that. Could have saved it for a better time slot.
That's right. That's right. All right, so here we go. And so much to get to, so little time to get there. And we'll have our picks at the end of the show, our picks to click. And Brian Schottenheimer's already talked to the media, hadn't he?
He did.
Yep. Anything coming out of that today? Any updates we need to know before we kick things off here?
He talked. Jerry talked. A lot of talking going on.
That's not a good sign.
Page 16.
Look at my notes here.
It's like when in the church when they ask you to go to the scripture, it's like the minister's just standing there waiting. Just say amen when you got it.
It's the same. It's the same. It's the whole week right here, right? Go through one.
Say amen when you got it.
We're starting from Genesis.
He got asked about Turpin, said that he feels like he's ready to go.
That's a good one.
Yes, sir.
No, that's a good one right there.
Asked about Jaden Blue, and he said he's been more consistent over these last 2 weeks. And Jerry went into it a little deeper, explaining that sometimes guys aren't being inactive to punish them. It's like, where's our weakness and where do we need more personnel, meaning on defense. So that's how he answered that one. And I thought this was interesting. They asked Jerry if in the coming weeks if he was open for business to find a defensive player in a trade. And Jerry said, absolutely, absolutely. I'm open for business, period, relative to now because we have those extra picks. And then he went into this explanation that the Herschel Walker trade gave them extra picks. So in 92, when he had the opportunity to trade for Charles Haley, which was a risky proposition the way he was acting in San Francisco at the time, he said, I could go ahead and do that and take the chance because I had these extra picks.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I've been waiting a couple of weeks to say this. I mentioned Bob Papa, the Giants play-by-play guy, earlier this week.
Yes,
but
you did.
this is something from a couple of weeks ago that he said after the Micah Parsons trade, and he couldn't figure out the comment that Jerry had at that time about we can use these first-round picks and, there's nothing that says we can't use them now to improve the team for this year. And Papa just sit. What team has ever done that where they will give up first-round picks in the middle of the season for a player right now? Well, how about this team?
How about this?
Yeah.
And in fact, 2017, Amari Cooper trade. Go back 2008, the Roy Williams trade, where they gave up first-round picks in the middle of the season. So.
Now, he added judiciously, right? Not going to be careless. And he
he's not going to be careless?
in the trade.
I'm messing with
Do you remember when they traded for Alonzo Highsmith?
Yes.
And he told that story.
Good man still.
About
I like it.
how the doctors told him, this guy's knee, I don't know if he can be able to play anymore. Well, they made the trade, and they burned the pick because he didn't play anymore.
Right.
That he was done. So yeah, you can make a mistake. Like, with salary cap money, you bring in Jadeveon Clowney. If it doesn't work, you take out the eraser and say, okay, go ahead.
Blue. What's going on with Blue?
Yeah.
What's really going on with Blue?
No, I think it's the deal about being consistent and then earning trust, too, as a rookie.
Is he fumbling the ball? He's not knowing his plays in practice?
They don't hit hard enough in practice to fumble.
So I'm wondering, what has he done to
It would
kind
be
of fall out of
assignments,
favor?
and then he pointed out he needs to spend, and this was Schottenheimer.
Yeah, I want to hear what the coach has to say. Go ahead.
Schottenheimer said he needs to spend more time with Nick, meaning special teams, Sorensen, and he said he's been a phenomenal job learning the system.
Okay.
But they've got their returner, so if he's active, he's got to be on some other special teams.
I think this was the plan all along with Jaydon Blue. He's a fifth-round draft pick, and I think with a rookie running back. I mean, look at Ashton Genty, who's a sixth pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And it's been a struggle getting things going. And there's a reason that they got these veteran guys in here, Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. And then you bring the fifth-round rookie along as you go here because it's, as you know, it's a long season.
Yeah.
So I don't look at it myself as a setback for Jaydon Blue that hasn't been active. I think it's sort of a natural progression, and I don't think that they are out on him by any means.
I don't think they are either, but I was just looking forward to seeing that speed on the field along with Turpin.
Kickoff return.
Yeah, something to where we can show what he can do. And, we brought Turpin along very slowly last year, except for, of course, returns. And I don't want to see Blue take that long. I want to see what kind of impact he can make. But, of course, the offensive line's got to do their job. Because Javonte had to do some work before he was able to burst one.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that, Blue was able to get that opportunity and see how he can bring up this game a little bit.
They were trying to avoid the Seattle return guy that didn't go chase down?
Right. And in fact, that was a rookie.
Wow.
Well, here you go.
Yeah.
That's a great example. Caleb Johnson, who's a second and third round pick. And he's returning.
Thought he was in college.
And so, and then I was thinking, you remember the Ohio State running backs?
Yes.
Travion Henderson is with the Patriots, and he looked great in the preseason, but he's not getting that many snaps now because they got veteran guys in front of him. Yeah. And Quinshon Judkins,
right?
Because he had the off the field incident, and so he actually did start his first game with Cleveland.
Yeah.
But Cleveland's in a different situation.
It's the curious case of Jaydon Blue. You knew after the last season you needed a running back.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone was clamoring in the draft. Man, when are we going to get one? We finally get one off the board. It's Jaydon Blue. And everyone here watch Texas football, so you've got an opportunity to see this young man shine. And he shined due to multiple injuries at the University of Texas. But ever since the just training camp, it's just been this gray area with him and why he hadn't been getting the reps, things like that's happening. And, Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, for what they've done so far, I can understand. Like, these guys are, especially Javonte Williams, right? But in the case of Miles Sanders, and especially after the fumble against the Philadelphia, you're saying to yourself, well, damn, why is Jaydon Blue not getting more of an opportunity? And I think you're hearing it right there from the coach. He's saying, hey, he needs to be more involved, with special teams. But hell, that's telling you everything you need to know about him. He's not going to be your bell cow running back even when he does play. Well,
when you have an emerging runner like Javonte, then that kind of gives the staff pause Like, we don't have to rush this young man along.
and you know what coaches do. If they're going to err, it's the error on experience.
No doubt.
Darn rookies.
Yeah, it took me a while. Like, man, how many I need, Coach? You want 4? Okay, 5? All right.
So how many games did it take?
5 games.
5 games.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah,
And that was a highly productive rookie.
Who was playing ahead of you?
Nobody.
No, I mean, somebody had to start.
I'm messing. No, it was Steve Wilson was one of the guys that was playing. The year before, it was always Aaron Mitchell and Steve Wilson, undrafted free agent from Howard.
Okay.
And he ended up going to Denver the year after my rookie year because here comes Ron Fellows, who started to emerge as well. And then once we moved Dennis Thurman from safety over the corner, we got too many corners.
Right.
And that was a good luxury to have.
I was trying to remember the guy that Bill Bates bumped off the team. Do you remember? He told the story himself. It's like, they kept this white guy.
Oh, Benny Barnes.
Benny Barnes.
Yeah, Benny Barnes. right. Benny Barnes. Shout out to Benny Barnes. Yeah, Benny Barnes. That was a guy that, he held it down for as long as he could. But he was a guy that could play safety and cornerback, which is the kind of experience they needed. But we were never known for having corners since Mel Renfro, and that's
right.
Once again, guys, I bring up this bad word, flex defense. Nobody realizes the trauma that a cornerback is under playing the flex defense, and that's just something I've always tried to explain. I've given up. Given up.
Okay, Heckma with his rundown for today. Keys to victory.
Get to it, Bill.
Keys to victory,
baby.
Let's go around the horn. Give me a
pick one.
Give me a key to victory. What are you thinking?
So I think number one, if we're going to talk about Dak Prescott, is going to be protecting him, making sure that he's clean in the pocket and he can deliver. We've already talked about obviously the where Chicago is in their secondary. We know their names up front, but their secondary is weak.
Yeah.
And where we could take advantage is obviously in our passing game, but we have to continue to commit to the guy that we were just talking about, Javonte Williams. So I think that's the key to victory for us.
That's how you do it. That's how you take care of the protection for Dak Prescott. You got to be able to run the ball, at least attempt to it, show them that you're committed to it. And we not only did we show we were committed to it in the Giants game, we actually did well with it. Because with Tony Dorsett, I remember Tom Landry always saying, this guy's kind of small, but he's real fast. So he's going to get hit, he's going to get hit, he's going to get hit, and he's going to break one. And that's what Tony did the entire time. So that's the rhythm of having a good running game. You don't always come out 6 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards. But if you have that threat can always be a game changer. And that's what Tony Dorsett was. That's what Javonte's run did in the game itself.
Yep.
Once he made that touchdown, all of a sudden we got confidence in our running game. Now everything opens up for your quarterback.
Talking with Brian Schottenheimer yesterday, one thing that he did say that is different about this front for Chicago, it's different than what Philadelphia has, it's different than what the Giants have, and I think he was talking more so in terms of the defensive ends, where the defensive ends are for what the Eagles have, obviously what the Giants have, these speed guys coming off the edge, and these ends are bigger guys, not to say they aren't athletic. Montez Sweat, did you know Montez Sweat, who is, by the way, he listed 6'6", 265 pounds, 36-inch arms. Okay, you know what he ran at the combine?
No.
What's that?
Just take a wild guess. It's 6'6", 265 pounds.
4.5.
I was going to say 4.6.
4.41.
Get outta here.
You're lying, man.
He ran a 4.41 at the combine, which was an all-time record for a defensive lineman at the combine.
That's ridiculous.
And he has a brother, right? Does he?
Let me look him up.
The clock is spinning. Bill didn't have an immediate answer. Yeah.
Thinking
the
Josh
Sweat
Sweat?
brother. Josh Sweat. That's probably what you're thinking.
Not related.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
But it's just, us brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Sweat.
He probably 6'6" too.
So anyway, so the Bears have invested in their, even though they don't get as much acclaim, they've invested in their front four on defense with Montez Sweat, who got after he came over in the trade from Washington, got a 4-year, $98 million deal. Mm-hmm. And Grady Jarrett was there. First thing, Grady Jarrett was let go by the Falcons, and they jumped on him, 3 years, $45 million. And then Deo Adengbo, who's out of Carrollton Ranch View High School, by the way.
There we go.
At
Of course.
Vanderbilt. They gave him 3 years and $43 million this offseason. So, I mean, and he's number 55, who plays defensive end as well.
That would do well in Carrollton.
and yet they gave up how many rushing yards to Detroit running backs this past weekend?
Now they gashed them.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they gashed
They
them.
did. They got two pretty good running backs.
Yeah. And on top of that,
Pretty good offensive line. Yeah,
and
right.
a damn good offensive line.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were bombing them so bad, that defense was all out of whack.
Yeah.
And their offense was so bad also that, man, the time on task for those guys, man, by the time it got to the fourth quarter, they're just like, let's get up out of here.
The Cowboys offense has the ability to do that, to spread you out, make you uncomfortable, isolate a lot of people, make your defensive linemen work.
That's why if Chris had the sounder, I need an air raid signer.
Yeah.
Because they're going to bomb away.
Yeah.
You look at their injury report, there's 3 corners that were on the list. We're still not practicing yesterday.
Right.
I'd be interested to see how that turns out.
That's what scares me about this matchup is that right there. Is going into a matchup saying, hey, we're going to bomb these guys instead of sticking to the script of staying balanced and waiting for the opportunity. They're hurt. They're lame. These guys that are out right now in the temptation to throw the ball 52 times. I don't like it. I don't like it either.
I didn't say 52.
No,
I know you did.
No. What you're saying
quoting
But I'm
myself.
saying I'm attacking their
What you're
weakness.
saying is
If they've
correct.
got to start Nashawn Wright, I'm throwing the football.
What you got against Nashawn Wright,
He's
man?
been on it, right?
Yeah.
But no, here's what I'm saying. I believe everything you said is true. I'm just hoping we can go out with the mentality of, okay, yeah, we're gonna get them,
Stay balanced.
but we're gonna be timely in how we do it. You can't. You don't want to come out just throwing stuff deep because you got safeties over there. It's like, all right, I'm just going to start. They're going to be smart, unlike our safeties. We're going to start
They're gonna
from the
play
goal line
zone and let the
work our
safety-
way up. Right. And that's the way you should do it if you know what their strength is.
Right.
We need to show them that we can do something else. And the way I like to look at who we go up against, if I was playing them, what would I do? If we were, if you were a coach for Chicago, how would you attack the Dallas Cowboys offensively? I mean, how would you attack the Cowboys offense if you were in Chicago?
I would be blitzing.
And pressing.
Because I don't want Dak Prescott to beat me.
And no free releases by the wide receiver.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right. And that
and Dennis Allen
works against us.
Dennis Allen will do that.
That works against us as well. It gives us pause offensively when we do that, when someone does that to us.
And then it puts pressure on the offensive line.
There you go.
Right? Can they figure out the blitzes?
And God forbid we get a strip sack and interception.
Right.
All of a sudden the crowd is going crazy, and Caleb Williams is amazing.
Man, and I saw a PFF stat that I know you would love, man. I did. Because it was
Where
about...
did it come from?
PFF. And it's about Dak under pressure and how he's performed. So, it's one of the things that...
And he always has, really.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if that's what you as Chicago Bears defensive coordinator saying, I'm going to attack Dak, and coming off of the Giants game, how did that bowl for the Giants?
Yeah.
Although they got pressure, we see, even with the personal fouls and all of that, still Dak was able to maneuver in the pocket and find guys down the field.
We could have had so
open.
many more passing yards because these guys were just yanking, and it wasn't even pass technique. That's not how DBs play.
Oh, they were maul technique.
They were
all hands.
It's like you're going out there to try and hurt somebody or something. And I didn't like that. That's not the way DBs play. If they would have just paid attention to their technique, they maybe could have made a couple of freaking plays.
I had somebody tell me, and I guess I just passed it off as, well, it's football. They're the dirtiest team I ever seen.
Dirty.
And you know what? You look back at the penalties, how they were, not what they were, but what they did. It's like, yeah.
You hurt somebody like that. You're trying to come out your break, and okay, a dude might try to grab you by the back or get your arm or something. They're grabbing jerseys. They're doing all kind of things, twisting shoulders as a guy's trying to make a move. That kind of stuff is dangerous. And I think they knew that, and they wanted to intimidate us in the secondary, but they We got 2 dogs on each end. You can't do that.
And I tell you what, in this league, with the quarterback, all you got to do is just touch him, just barely touch him up near the neck, head area, and you're getting flagged.
It's a flag.
Did you see the Bills game last night?
I saw
Dolphins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Down on the goal line, where they had Josh Allen stood up, and then there was a player underneath Josh Allen, a Dolphins player underneath Josh Allen, and so they had stood him up. He had stopped basically 1 or 2 yard line, and so they were naturally pushing him back, and so the whole pile just kind of everyone kind of stumbles back, and so here goes Josh Allen down on the ground. Here comes the flag. I mean, unbelievable. That's unnecessary roughness against the Dolphins.
And they stopped him.
Yeah, they stopped him. And the reason everybody was falling backwards because there was a player underneath Josh Allen. Of course, to his credit, Josh Allen just played it out, and sure enough, he got the flag.
You got to help me, Bill, as a broadcaster in moments like those. I feel like I'm the worst on air because I'm like, well, you're robbing us of the game that we all. And then I see the feed like, wait a minute, you need to be more up to date on how the game is going these days. I'm like, what is that?
And then Al Michaels and Herb Street, they're both saying, oh yeah, that's a flag, that's a flag. And I'm yelling at the TV going, no, it shouldn't be a flag,
exactly.
though.
I don't. It's like targeting in college, just all of those things. But in the pros, you absolutely cannot touch the quarterback. Mm-hmm. And I didn't agree with all those that they called on Dak. I mean, call it, yes, the Giants, yay us. But I'm like, man, that's in your day. That's just normal football.
In fact, it's funny you mentioned because I know you talked about the passing of D.D. Lewis yesterday, and I was looking at some of the old D.D. Lewis footage from the 70s, and one of the guys in the sports office at CBS 11 made the comment. He said, every one of his tackles, he's up high. He's like tackling them by that.
Clotheslining. It's a clothesline.
And so we're looking at the film from the 70s going, every one of them is like a penalty today.
The people's elbow.
Which, by the way, I talked to my buddy in Jackson, and he reminded me of the D.D. Lewis story. He couldn't remember the details, but it was told to me that he got pissed at Hollywood Henderson one day in practice.
Who didn't?
And went after him in the locker room. Mm-hmm. That was D.D., by the way.
Right.
Oh, and Jerry was going to Leroy's memorial service this morning. He said
this morning.
Yeah.
Well, they had a nice little casual thing yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah.
For Leroy Jordan.
Leroy Jordan.
For Leroy Jordan, yes.
Okay. All right. We're just getting started here on a Fight Song Friday edition of Mix Shots and more of the keys to a Cowboys victory when we come back.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Look, school's starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16 and is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, Cowboy fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience the best sports venue in the world, AT&T Stadium. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your package today.
to mixed shots.
The most action-packed motorsports experience in the world returns to Arlington. Head to AT&T Stadium on Saturday, October 4th for a Monster Jam. Get ready to cheer, scream, and be amazed as massive monster trucks jam take over Arlington ticket. Oh, shit. I missed it. Sorry.
What? Now you messed
Oh, my
Now
God.
you messed up twice.
What?
You doubled down.
Way to go, Emerson.
Hey, just stop. If it makes you feel better, Schottenheimer
And
this
be
morning.
amazed as massive monster jam trucks take over Arlington. Tickets are on sale now at SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing partner of AT&T Stadium.
Schottenheimer did it this morning on the fan.
Oh, thank God.
He caught himself saying something, and he goes, "Oh, yes."
Oh, man.
And they're going, "Oh, no."
But they had a
Did you
delay.
work that 7 second
No,
delay?
I heard it.
Oh, yeah.
That's when your producers got worked.
Oh, maybe I didn't because I had the recording from Douglas.
Okay.
So they might have
They probably
live
used
radio.
it.
I'm sure they didn't catch mine. Chris was on it.
Yeah,
With
right.
Schottenheimer, they got their hand
Catch
on the
what?
ready.
Guess what?
Yeah, catch what?
I don't
Yeah,
have a
what
delay
happened?
back here.
Catch what?
It's bro.
Your words to the internet. It's your words right to the internet.
Dun, dun, dun. Flip that,
what?
Fasika.
What are we talking about here?
The read.
All right.
Good stuff.
No, never mind. You
Yeah,
said
never
that.
mind.
You
That's
did
what I
that off
said,
the
too.
air, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Because I got a story for you.
Man, I
But
tell you.
off the air.
Yeah,
Okay, off the
everything's
air. Off the
yes.
air. Off the air. All right, back to our keys to a Cowboys victory. If I can find my group text here.
What did you have?
What do I have?
Keys to victory. We all gave ours.
No, well, wait a second. I'm going off a list right here.
Yeah, but
okay,
you
there's
didn't
more.
give us
It
an
was
answer.
pick one. It was pick one.
Okay,
Oh, we
we're
had to
picking
pick
one.
the three.
Oh, here are
that
the
were
choices.
provided.
Here are the choices: protect Dak Prescott,
Yep.
establish the run, pressure Caleb Williams, or 4, red zone execution, touchdowns, not field
No
goals.
doubt.
So
That's
which
tough
one?
on the road. That's tough on the road. Okay? Let's just remember that, guys. We're playing on the road. And when it comes to road games, we seem to bow down to the pressure from the stands and from the audience.
You were in there when Will McClay did his little telestrator segment.
Yes, I was.
On looking at the Bears' offense.
Very
and
interesting.
Caleb Williams. Okay, what did you take from that?
Well, the thing that
Which, by the way, you can catch on DallasCowboys.com, that segment, part of the Cowboys Huddle.
when he was explaining how much 12 personnel they use, 2 tight ends, and that. And I said, so does that mean they want to run? And
Yeah.
he goes, no, their tight ends can get down the field.
You were talking
So,
about one yesterday.
yeah, what happens is you've got you're probably playing 3 linebackers, right? Because there's 2 tight ends in. But now, can those linebackers help cover the tight ends? And so remember last year or two, the Cowboys are playing that big nickel.
Yeah. Good McQuame,
Yes, right.
number 24.
But do you have somebody that can do that, right? But I thought that was interesting that they're almost forcing your hand on what you're playing defensively if they got 2 tight ends.
Did they talk about the options they're going to use? Are they talking 3 linebackers? Are they going big nickel?
Well, they've been
They've
going
been
3.
using a lot of the 3 linebackers.
Yeah. They've been going.
Just Eberflus's general philosophy, I think,
Okay.
compared to both Zimmer and Quinn before him.
Right. So, but made me think if they need one of those linebackers to work in coverage, maybe instead of Damone Clark, it's Leofau.
Yeah, and I would go with Leofau just because of the speed component
That's your boy.
with him. And 12 personnel, again, Cole Kmet, and as we were talking about, and Colston Loveland, their 2 tight ends. I don't think that package bodes well for them as a team yet because, you're trying to play something that I don't think you have the guys with the skill set that can actually get it done. For me, I was thinking that the Cowboys would go more of a big nickel this game versus the 3 linebacker look because even in the last game, even though I thought it was much improved in the linebacker play, you still could see And you need the support also, Everson, from your safeties. You know, the safeties have to be solid in that as well. And guys like Donovan Wilson, I don't think one of their strong suits is one-on-one with safety.
One thing about Donovan Wilson, I never see him making the same mistake from game to game.
That's a good thing.
I see him get outmatched in a game, and it might be consistent in that game. But usually, I've seen him come back to make some plays. Made the interception to keep it going for the Cowboys in the last quarter. But when I'm looking at a defense like ours, our linebackers were having problems running down the seams with these wide receivers.
Because they were supposed to be trailing underneath.
That's right. And they're supposed to make a loftier ball.
Right.
The safety's a chance to come over and make a play. But when you're talking about this game, you got a tight end that's just as good.
Right.
Running down the field. I saw him catching some passes on some highlights. And this guy is a very lengthy, wide receiver-looking tight end.
So here's their depth chart, right? Mm-hmm. And they list as their 11 starters 2 tight ends. So beware.
And Colston Loveland, by the way, their first-round draft pick, he has been on the field for 55% of the snap. He's the second tight end. So basically, that tells you they're in 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 55% of the time. And here's what they think about him. He was the 10th pick in the draft. Yeah. And when you look at Ben Johnson's history with Detroit, not only with Sam Laporta, but Brock Wright, their second tight end, they used a lot of 12 personnel. The other thing that Will was pointing out about Caleb Williams and what the Bears have done in the offseason, they invested heavily in their interior of their offensive line, and it needed to be invested heavily in. They got Joe Tooney at left guard.
Yes.
They got Drew Dahlman. They gave a big contract to, former Falcon, at center. And then Jonah Jackson, who Ben Johnson had at Detroit, and he signed with the Rams, was only there for a year. And he of those 3, Jonah Jackson, the right guard, is the shakiest of the 3, I think. But what they've tried to do is provide a pocket for Caleb Williams. And as Will was pointing out, a couple of examples is where they went empty, and depending on whether you had a spy on the field or not for Caleb Williams, there's an example against the Vikings 2 weeks ago, no spy on the field, empty backfield, red zone. He takes off, and then Caleb Williams has enough speed to get to the pylon and scored a touchdown on their first drive of the season. They came back later in that game. They had a linebacker on the field, and yet Caleb was able to get out to the right side, and he has the athleticism and the arm talent and so forth where he was actually getting forced out of bounds and completes a pass on the sideline. That was a remarkable play. So Caleb can make plays under duress. The thing that I think has been his problem going back to college, both at Oklahoma and at USC, is that I think a lot of times he tries to do too much.
He has a problem improvising.
Yeah, well, and he just needs to throw it away and play for another down.
Exactly. That has been in the past, when he was younger.
So if you're gonna spy him, you can't spy him with a linebacker, right? So if they go big nickel, Wanye Thomas, I'm thinking has to be a guy closer to the line of scrimmage that you want.
They kind of did that with Russell, didn't they? Wanye was in there.
Yeah.
He was kind of chasing Russell from behind on that one play, but Russell didn't scramble nearly as much.
No, because he had time to throw it deep. Or he took 3 steps back and heaved it, and by the time the ball came down, he was protected.
Whenever we, once again, talking about if I'm Chicago going against the Cowboys, the one thing that the Giants did, and Chicago's going to try to do as well, you're going to try and keep the offense of the Cowboys off the field. So they're going to try and run the ball with 12 personnel. That's just a fact. And they're going to try and play action, if not big plays. They're definitely going to try and throw the short passes and keep the drive going, as the Giants did with 6 penalties, at least on the first drive. and they still were successful in scoring on that drive.
And that's the medicine for Caleb Williams. If he starts to understand that, to take what's underneath instead of trying to hit the big play all the time, I think if he's watching our film from last Sunday, he's like, look, I'm going to pressure these guys on the seams. I'm trying to go big. I'm trying to get those big plays like Russ did because, hey, Russ didn't get touched, in those situations.
But Russ didn't start off like that.
No,
Russ started off with intermediate passes, keeping the drives going, moving the chains.
You know how long that drive was?
What was it, 7?
Took up the whole page.
That lets you know. That lets you know right there.
All right, our picks to click. Cowboys-Bears when we come back on Mix Shots.
Look, school is starting, and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16. It is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mixed Shots.
Are you a Cowboys superfan? The search is on for the 2025 Fan of the Year presented by Captain Morgan. Now through September 29th, nominate extraordinary NFL fans, dynamic duos, and game changers who rep the Cowboys with pride and turn every game day into an unforgettable adventure. You could also be sent to Super Bowl 60. Enter to win at NFL.com/Fan of the Year. And let me apologize to my people in Hamilton Park. Who, by the way, a lot of Hamilton Park people listen to our podcast, and I had no idea. A lot of Hamilton Park people, so forgive me, Hamilton Park First Baptist, Hamilton Park Methodist. Coming out of Heck's mouth.
No, don't you put that on me.
I'm doubling down. I'm cursing that line.
My people Ellen Thicket. So Hamilton Park, Ellen Thicket, they all connected. Don't you put that on me. The word will spread fast.
That's right.
What would Herky think?
Oh, Herky. Oh, man, Pastor Herky? Man, he forgives me. Pastor Herky forgives me.
Herky Walls.
My folks were cheering you, don't
Yeah, there you go.
So,
go ahead. You go.
So the song we were talking about, the Cowboys song, the Bears song was written in 1940.
Wow.
Bear down, Chicago Bears.
Okay.
Every play, clear the way to victory. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Put up a fight with a might so fearlessly. We'll never forget the way you thrilled the nation with your T formation.
Wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot to sing.
Well, George Hallis.
There's two more.
Hallis.
That's the first.
Two more verses.
George wrote the
Oh, wow.
George Hallis wrote that song. That's what happened.
All right, so we got Got 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
6 minutes. We got okay. So we don't have to go to our picks to click just yet. So
we take 6 minutes to do our picks. I think we should go on and get on.
See if Shotty did anything that you need to.
Anything else we want to point out before we go to our picks?
Hey, can we just pray for our defense to be better? That's let's start there.
Yeah.
Matt Eberflus has probably been in that safety room talking to those guys to make sure that they understand if they're going to play predominantly zone, which I don't see them switching from that. We talked about a little bit yesterday about having man corners playing in zone, and you said it, man. Hey, that's the first defense you learn. So you ought to be able to adjust to that. It just didn't look good versus the Giants. So in this test coming up against the Bears, because as much as the question marks loom over who Caleb Williams is or isn't, what we do know about him is he can still throw the ball.
And he throws it on time.
Yes. And
so what if we were able to stop him from throwing on time? What if we play smarter zone? Since we're going to be playing zone, let's play smarter zone. Let's understand what they're trying to do with the positions that they have, with the formations that they use, and maybe make him bring it down instead of give him much timing as they did with Russell. Russell was 1, 2, 3, 4, throw and release. That was it. Maybe if we can make him hesitate just a little bit, that's when Caleb starts to have problems.
And it's not that I don't have a healthy respect for DeAndre Swift. I just don't. As far as your first guy that you went up against, he's not that, So I think you're in a situation where defensively your front seven should feel really good about stopping the run, but also putting pressure. I mean, blitz this guy. Come after him.
Thank you.
Force him into making some mistakes.
Do we do zone blitzes? Does he do zone blitzes?
He has.
Known for that?
He has.
Yeah. I think that should be something that's very prevalent because you have a younger quarterback who still had to figure it out. With Russell, I could understand his hesitancy. Still didn't work, but
one term came out of Schottenheimer's mouth was matchup zone. So explain it.
Well, matchup zone means that instead of you staying directly uniformed, and if I say deep third, I'm deep third, you're deep third, and we just stay deep third no matter what's going on in front of us. On this particular, when you say matchup zone, that means you have some idea about what they're trying to do. So if a person comes into your area, no matter what even if he's in the short area, if that's your matchup, then you still have to play that man. It turns from a zone into a man.
Okay.
Because the route dictates who picks up who. Now, based on that philosophy, then everyone should be covered. But in a matchup zone, if one person screws up,
oh, God. That doesn't make me feel good at all.
I mean, he was just mentioning you can play zone,
it's a change-up. It's a change-up.
Yeah.
It's a change-up to where now we don't have to worry about, okay, well, should I let this guy, like Biggs running down the field with his arms out like this? You shouldn't have that in a matchup zone. Once that man comes into the area, you latch onto him no matter who else might come from a tight split from the other side into your area. That's not my man. I am now on this man over here on the left side. If someone comes from the right, the safety from the right better match up with it.
And it's not that the average fan doesn't understand what you're saying. It's just that they don't understand how that plays out in a football sense. Right. If you have a wide receiver like CeeDee Lamb on one side and George Pickens on one side, we know we have to double one guy, all right, but we have to play man on the other side. Mm-hmm. What does that look like stylistically? How do you move the safeties over those things? And so they think, like when you say a matchup zone, everyone went back and looked at the Giants tape and said, man, this Traylon Diggs is just horrible, in that situation, not understanding that he needed to have safety help over the top, and that's why he was lagging back a little bit, playing to the boundary versus to the inside.
I had those excuses when I played, too.
Did you go to the reported media?
Those excuses. Hey, where's my help? No, there's no help, buddy.
Where's Vince Albritton?
Where is he when you need him? And so, no, but those things can also be countered. Offensive coordinators, they're not stupid either. If you're going to have a matchup zone, then there's always a weakness in the match. Whatever defense you play, it's up to the offensive coordinator for the Bears to find out what that is.
Did you think a defense? We got to do picks.
Yes, we did.
Sorry, I had another question.
We killed 5 minutes there.
When Bill stops talking, and then
I'm like, when I start twiddling my thumbs, that means okay, it's time for picks to click.
Let's do it.
Okay, all right, we're going around the horn here.
I'll go first.
Everson's going first. You going to keep track too?
I sure can, sir.
Okay.
I sure can put that in my notes. I had it.
You're the administrative assistant.
And you make sure you text it to us so that we have it, because you're not going to be here on Monday, remember?
That's very good, sir. I am looking at defense. If we're going to win this game, then it's going to have to come from the secondary. I think our secondary is going to have to play well. Much as I want to give Donovan Wilson some love and say he's going to get another pick, I'm looking at my boy Elam, and he's going to make some plays. He's going to make some plays. I look for him to at least get one turnover, and he better not give up a touchdown. Cowboys.
I picked
Why
you,
you
so
laughing?
I picked
Why
you,
you
so
laughing?
don't you mess up.
I'm looking at the Cowboys. If we're gonna win this game, I don't want it to be close. So I'm looking at the Cowboys.
That's faith.
Scoring 35 points.
Okay.
Cowboys scoring 35 points, giving up 21. So 35-21 Cowboys.
Okay.
I like that.
And your pick to click was?
Kyer Elam.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, y'all have heard the term ball like a dog, right? You say that all the time, Mickey.
Always.
All the time. So, ball like a dog, and that's what I'm putting on Dak Prescott. Ball like a dog, and he is starting off hot, and he can be even hotter after Sunday. And this offense, keeping that balance, we talked about our running back, Williams, keeping that balance, but, man, our wide receivers should have great days, a great day against Chicago. So Dak Prescott is my player. When I say the score, I'm going 40 burger. Again, going back to the 40 burger. I'm going 42-17.
Okay.
42-17 is my score.
Hey, boy, that's a comfortable.
Ball like a dog.
That'd be a comfortable.
Comfortable, huh?
It means the Bears would have back-to-back losses.
What are you looking for Dak to do?
I'm looking for Dak to get the ball to George Pickens.
Okay.
That's it.
Dak to Pickens.
Dak to Pickens. Exploit that matchup.
Pickens. I was going to pick.
Since he said that, I'm going to take George Pickens.
All right. There we go. Ball like a dog.
And I will take Cowboys 31, Bears 23.
Okay.
All right. That's close.
31-23. All right. In your memory.
Hey, man, here we go. There we go.
Mickey, in your memory.
Remember, I'm typing.
What is the most memorable?
Let's go back. Spags, I'm sorry. What were you, Spags, again?
31-23.
31-20.
Pickens.
31-20 what?
3.
All right, thank you. Sorry about that, Bill. Go ahead.
23 is a good number because in the most memorable Cowboys-Bears game ever, the Bears scored 23 points. You know what game that would be?
No.
That would be Halloween 1971. Okay. That's when the Cowboys, you recall that year, they won the Super Bowl.
I don't recall it all.
They won the Super Bowl, but
I was still trying to find my first period class.
Halloween 1971 in Chicago at Soldier Field, Tom Landry was undecided who his starting quarterback for this team would be. Mm-hmm. That was the great quarterback shuffle. Every single play, Craig Morton and Roger Staubach alternated.
Do you remember it?
I do.
Of course.
I hated that.
Who could forget it? Who lived through it?
Oh, my God.
And so Craig Morton and Roger Staubach shuffled in, and the Cowboys lost that game 23-19. The next day, Tom Landry decided on his starting quarterback.
And guess who that was?
That was Roger Staubach.
Damn right it was.
And the Cowboys won 10 straight games and won the Super Bowl.
And I'm always bitching about getting put on the
And who was the star of that Super Bowl? Number 33, Dwayne Thomas. Dwayne Thomas scored the first touchdown on that day, October 31st, 1971.
Well, he looked good that day.
And number 33, Javonte Williams, is going to score the first touchdown on this
that's
day.
mean right there, Bill. That's good
And
stuff.
the Cowboys get revenge for the quarterback shuffle.
Mm-hmm. I will give
with a tighter than expected victory, 23-19 over the Chicago Bears.
You think they come into this game win one for 71? Is that what
win one for 71?
23-19. By the way, the Cowboys had a safety in that game. Claxton Welch tackled the punter in the end zone for a safety for the Cowboys in that game. And Gloucester Richardson scored a touchdown for the Cowboys. But I'm going with number 33, Dwayne Thomas. Javonte Williams is the pick to click.
go.
You win just from your research.
That's not research; it's memory.
So what are you saying?
23-19 Dallas,
I got all
Javonte
that.
Williams.
And what is he going to do? I mean, is he going 100?
Well, he scored the first touchdown of the day, and let's go for 100 yards. Yeah. Everyone's focused on that depleted secondary, and me being the contrarian, I'll go with the run game.
Yes, you are.
I love it.
Javonte. Okay. All right.
Gotcha, baby.
That does it. Okay. And Missouri's got?
South Carolina.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is.
OU's
That's why I'm getting ready early.
OU's got Auburn.
And Arnold.
That Jackson
Coming
Arnold
home.
returns to Norman. And Everson, Grambling's got?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
And you know what Heckma's got?
What do you got?
Heckma's got South Lake Carroll versus Euless Trinity tonight.
You going to give me those community notes,
I
by the
will.
way,
I'll give you the
please?
community
Thank
notes.
you.
Yep.
I've been asking for them from the
Okay.
mayor of South Lake.
That's right. All right. And by the way, 2006, 60,000 people watched that Carroll Trinity game in the playoffs at Texas Stadium. All right.
We need 60,000 tonight.
I don't think we're getting that. All right. That does it for Mix Shots. Have a great trip to Chicago, Mickey.
Will do.
And most of us will be here to talk about it at high noon.
Most of us.
On Monday.
Go Cowboys.
Cowboy Nation, I hope your team wins. There you go.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!